I just wanted to make a video to myself, to let myself know that I'm proud of you, proud of myself, because I did something that I've always had a fear about today. I've done a lot of things that I've had fears about in the last couple weeks. Like I've always been fearful of these things, and I think that's why God has been like walking me slowly to these things, like to face my fears one by one. Because um, going to the Christian church wasn't just about learning about Jesus. It wasn't just about the companionship. It wasn't just about that. And I told them today, I'm like, this was about me facing my fears, wasn't it? Me going to a church. If anybody knows, the most traumatic thing that ever happened to me was at a church. You know what I'm saying? So I'm facing my fears big time. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a while there I won't go near a church, a long while. So I'm like facing my fears head on, basically, by doing this. And God knows that. And I think that was the major thing about it. More than just, because he already knows. I know Jesus is real and all that. He already knows that. So it's not about that, It's not like I'm trying to figure it out. Going to church to figure out if Jesus is real, I already know that. So it's about me conquering my fears. And because Jesus is fine, He's fine. It's about helping me still. As much as I want to make it about Jesus, God keeps making it about me because I'm the one that needs the assistance. Jesus is just fine. You know what I'm saying? He's good. I promise. So it's me that has to conquer stuff, face my fears, face scary things, many things that I've been avoiding most of my life, basically. He's making me face these things now. Finally, way later in life, because pretty much I think if I am to help him, like truly, I can't be fearful. I can't be afraid to go to a church. For example, God's gladiator, afraid of a church. I'll never hear the end of that shit. But so I have to eventually become who God wants me to become. Not some scrappy kid that's afraid of, things that even a kid is not afraid of, like going to a church. But anyways, but that's not the only fear he's wanting me to overcome. And he wants me to overcome my fear completely of men. Yes, I fear men for a long time. The most heinous acts done on me were by men, and, with God titles, in religion. And that's another thing, to make me be around people that are men in religion, under a religious roof. So he's really making me face all my fears. And I faced another one today at the men's group, and I knew it would be a big thing because God knows I don't like guns. I don't like them. And the reason for that is um, God already knows. Um, but anyways, I'm kind of like Wolverine. Like I hate guns, but um, I found out we went to a shooting range like simulator, um, and we were shooting. They weren't real guns, but they felt like real guns, and we were shooting at a simulator. And I think that helped me for some reason not be so afraid of guns. So trying to do the more manly things, I guess. Try to be around men, I guess. That's what God wants me to do. Um, so, like, you know, I was serious. I'm like, I said I'll help you, and this is the way He wants me to overcome my fears. You know, basically, because He knows they're holding me back in a lot of ways. Because He knows that there's a lot of things in this world that I've been avoiding. I've been avoiding so many things, you know. I'm like pretending I'm living life, but I'm not really. I'm just avoiding life. You know, take care of the basics, you know, but avoiding living. You know. So He's been making me face my fears, like all of them, all my fears. Going to church, going to a church, being in a church, being around men, being around religious men, all those things. I think that's what this has been really about. And I feel like it's yes, that is what this has been about. Because God already knows I know there's a Jesus. You know, I don't really need to go to church. You know, I know there's a Jesus. You know, it's not like I'm guessing and trying to find him. You know, He's like with me every damn day. So, but anyways, but I'm like, that's what this is really about. Sure, I learned stuff and I met certain people and that I felt like I was supposed to meet and all that. And, you know, I heard the right things, but it was really about me conquering my fears, for sure. Because most of my trauma has to do with men, religion, under God, and church, you know, and guns, you know. So He knows that. So anyways, He's been like one by one, having me face my fears one by one, you know, basically. You know, kind of walking me slowly through it, basically, you know, give me the courage to do each thing, but that's what this has been about. So He doesn't, I mean, He doesn't want me to be some scared kid, basically, forever. You know, so I'm a very strong kid, but He doesn't want me to be a kid, for the most part. He doesn't. So, but another thing I thought about, like, why I don't really need weapons in this life, you know, is I think about this, I'm like, Jesus didn't use any weapons, so I'm not going to use any weapons either. You know what I'm saying? So God looked after him when he was on the earth, so God will look after me. I don't need to carry weapons. You know what I'm saying? Basically. So don't need them. Not for this mission. I feel like most of the damage I'm going to do is with my words. Is the most damage I'm going to do to all sorts of things. Because I feel like I'm like God's wrecking ball. I feel like that, you know. That's how I feel. Like I'm just his wrecking ball, you know. Destroy all the things that are not true. Basically, I can do that. I can destroy anything that's not true, which is pretty much everything. I can destroy anybody's beliefs, except if it's Jesus. That's actually true. Except that. But everything else, I can shatter it. You know, no matter what it is, whatever. Even if it's if people believe that the government is like the parties are actually real, you know, like the tango between the parties, it's just a distraction, you know. You know, for example, like anybody that's paying attention to that is just getting sidetracked, in my opinion. Like the government parties, you know, the 4-year ring around the rosy, you know. Basically, I'm sorry if that offends people, but anyways, figured that out a long time ago. But like I said, I knew the religion I was born in was false at a young age, when people that were in the religion around me most of their lives did not figure that out. I was 7. I knew it was a fake church. So I can shatter shit. I can shatter what's fake, basically. And sometimes I ignore it, and I'm like, I want to believe that's real. I do that, and it gets me in trouble. I'm like, oh yeah, they're a good person. I want to believe they're a good person because they're acting like a good person. So I'm like just deceiving myself, but I know the truth. Like they're not really a good person at all. So, but God knows that gets me in trouble when I ignore my discernment, my instincts, you know. So basically, when I think someone's good when they're not. So I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that the only true good person is Jesus. That's it. But in the end, you know, I guess. But even though I do wish I didn't take so much damage in life, you know. God has his reasons for why. So, I don't know. Gotta trust that, I guess. But in my opinion, if someone's trying to end their life, God put them through too much. That's my opinion, you know. But God thinks differently on that. In my case, you know. So, always in my case, you know, it's different. But anyways, but basically that's what I feel like God's been trying to make me face, is my fears, one by one. face each fear. And um, even the fear of going on dates, like a real date, I'm overcoming that fear, So of just going on dates, basically. Um, but, but we're just doing it one at a time, Um, but but I don't know. And I asked him like, why why did you send someone like me in this time uh, of the earth, like this this time frame of the earth? I'm literally like an old soul gladiator from back in the day type of mentality. Like I don't fit in, never have. Anywhere on this planet, I don't fit in. You know, you know. I'm like, this has to be how Jesus felt, not fitting in when he was down here. You know, so. But I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Why send someone like me for this time on this earth when I know damn well I'm like born in the wrong time era? You know, I'm like I have the mind of a gladiator, general from back in the day, basically mentality. For real. And I'm like sent to the late 1900s. you know, Makes no sense. But God has his reasons. God has his reasons. You know, Send some wrecking ball juggernaut. Not a prophet, not even close. Not a savior, not even close. But just some juggernaut that just wants to wreck shit. you know, Break the fake shit, basically. Break the fake organizations, the fake people. Break it. Break it. Break it all down. Separate it all, basically. That's what I feel like I'm here for. Just to break everything up. Because one thing I do know, I can destroy shit like nothing. Just with my words, I can destroy shit. For example, I, I almost destroyed a recovery site just from my words. Literally. Just, basically. And that's the real battle. Is like I could destroy my own YouTube channel with my words. I could. You know, and that's kind of my battle. Is like I have that kind of a mind. you know, I it's hard for me to be positive and build, and but I feel like God's been teaching me, how to do that, how to walk that kind of type of thing. But I don't want to play the blame game, but I probably wouldn't have been so destructive if like I was defended. And I always bring that up. I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have been so destructive, rebellious, if I was just defended by God, point blank, like defended, stopped before it happened. Basically, is what I'm saying. Before anything happened, that kind of defending. I would have been like many people like you out there, that developed more normal. You know what I'm saying? But I was never meant to survive, in my opinion. God knows that I was trying to just destroy myself, with anything. I was trying to destroy myself. And so now that I haven't destroyed myself, now that, God's been keeping me alive, I'm like, shit, now I have to try to heal all this shit, when I had no intention of healing anything. And that's the battle. I had no intention of healing ever. I was going to destroy myself to not even exist. Not even exist. Not just dead. Not exist. I was trying to destroy my soul to nothing. And that's what I mean by when I say I destroyed myself entirely, I destroyed my soul and spirit and everything, to not even be there anymore, I didn't want to exist anymore. Point blank, I didn't want to exist. That's how done I was. If I died, I didn't want to exist past that. You know what I'm saying? No more me. I didn't want to even, no more me at all, anywhere in this universe. I guess that's how hurt I was by God, that I didn't even want to exist. So I just wanted to, the biggest middle finger to God is to just destroy yourself till you don't exist, in my opinion. Just totally destroy what he made, basically. You are what he made, and you're destroying it entirely because you hate God that much for what he allowed to happen to you. So, basically, like I said, all this is deep. It's a long history. It's a long history, But basically, I basically wanted it off the planet since I was a kid. I've been suicidal since I was a kid. God knows this. I've been, imagine that. Being suicidal that long. Since you were a kid to now. You were suicidal the whole time. Whole damn time. Every day. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. I know. But God knows it's true. So that's why it's such a struggle every day to stay alive, trying to improve, because I was never meant to survive. I was never meant to. It was not part of the plan for me to survive at all. It wasn't. It was not part of the plan at all. So, God could see. I think God saw most of my life. I was just kind of going through the motions. I wasn't really here enjoying life at all. I was just like, hopefully one of the things I'm doing kills me. One of the addictions I'm doing kills me, hopefully. That's what I was saying to myself. But anyways, enough about that morbid stuff. But anyways, but despite all that, I have been trying to heal, even though it seems fruitless, futile, and I know it, but I was asking them all. I'm like, even though I don't feel like I have any chance at all in this life to even heal, to have a life, a real life, even though I don't feel like I have any chance at that anymore, is it still honorable to try to help you as much as I can before I quit? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm gonna do as much as I can then before my body gives out, or I just quit for real. Because I can kind of see the writing on the wall, a little bit, that I'm not gonna be able to be repaired from all the damage in this life. But I'm gonna do what I can to help in the meantime, So, but anyways, but I am a good shot with the gun. I learned today. I'm pretty damn good. My eyesight is sharp. Always has been, like, it's not just my discernment, that's good. My eyesight is pretty good too, and I'm pretty fast with the gun, pulling and all that. So it wasn't a total waste, even though it's hard to be around men, religious men. I toughed it out as much as I could. So, like I said, I'm not really doing this for me totally. Kind of doing God's will. Like I said, I've already given up my will. I'm like, my will's already gone, so it's your will now. So do it your way. And see how it works. See how things work doing it your way. But anyways, maybe God can heal me all the way. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But I don't know. Everything I've tried so far hasn't really turned things around totally, like I thought it would, but I don't know. But anyways, I guess that's all I want to say for this video. Sorry it was kind of morbid a little bit, but I'm just being real, I'm not gonna just feed you guys toxic positivity, like they say, fake positivity. I'm not gonna do that to you guys. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys, because I feel like God's not all positivity. He's got he's got full spectrum. In my opinion. I mean, he can be mean as well, my opinion. So, he's not a robot, God's not a robot. So, he's got the full spectrum. You know, didn't it say in the Bible that Jesus was the man of sorrows and grief? You know, why would they say that unless he was always in sorrow and grief? You know, why would they call him that? So he's not a robot, and he's not always happy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes me not feel so bad. You know, he's the man of sorrows and grief, and he's the Lord. So I don't feel so bad. So, and it said Jesus wept. He cries. You know, he's not a robot. So he's not always happy, happy, happy. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm trying to say is lay off my case. Because Jesus isn't all sunshine and rainbows all the time either, you know? And I know I'm speaking truth, you know? So he's I've been put in my place. So it's not all fun and games, for sure. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say, I guess. Yeah, that's all I'll say for this video. It's just learning to have faith over fear, basically, is what it's about. And keeping on walking on water is what I feel like I'm doing completely. I feel like I'm walking on water, trying to follow somebody that I feel let me down in the past. So it's really walking on water for me to follow Jesus. Really, really trying to walk on water. Like you wouldn't believe. Coming from a guy that said I would never help God ever in my life, I'm trying to walk this road. I don't see another road for me. So that's where I'm at. I don't see another road for me. So, anyways, enough about that. Get some rest and go at it again tomorrow. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say, I guess, for this video.